let's talk a little bit about editing normal maps and how we do that. So the long and short answer is, well, here's the question. I've got a normal map. How do I edit that? Can I edit that? Can I paint on that? Can I do things to it? The answer is kind of yes and no. It's not really an easy answer. So to show you what I'm talking about, let's move over to Photoshop for a second. I'm going to show you a couple little tools that NVIDIA's cooked up. Just go ahead and find our normal maps here. Down here in Master Class. And all of these models that I'm showing you are on the CD that we've got here, so you can take a spin through them and see what all this stuff looks like. Open up the daemon. Let's open up both of those. Okay, so you'll see this normal map here. I'm going to go ahead and open up the one that we just rendered as well, the 512 version of that. So we've got this 512 version of the normal map. Now the first thing I'm going to point out to you is that 3D Studio Max 7 doesn't currently, in the render to texture, the scanline renderer does not obey the environment color settings. So when you render out a normal map using the scanline renderer, what you're going to get is a black background like this. Now most game engines will puke on this. The reason for that is that black is an illegal color to have for a normal map. Now, the way normal maps work is basically if you add up the color of all 3 pixels, those add up to a tangent value of at least 1, right? So they have to add up to a value that is somewhere tangent to that surface, pointing outward. Black, because it's 0, 0, 0, there is no tangent. So if you try to load this into your game engine, most likely it will puke. So the first thing you have to do when you render out a map is just come in here and select color range, grab that black, set a little bit of fuzziness, and then what I like to do is just fill that in either with a flat gray color like I've done here, or again, you can fill this in with 127, 127, 255. So now we've got our background filled in. This normal map we could drop right into the engine and use it. Now how do I edit this normal map? How do I clean it up? How do I paint on it? Well, again, can you paint on it? The answer is yes and no. Now when you start painting on a normal map and smudging stuff around, what's going to happen is a lot of those new colors that it's creating by blending, for instance, if I take my smudge tool here, let's see, where's the smudge? Where's the little hand? There we go. Set that diameter a little bit bigger. So if I were to take and say I've got some errors in these toes and I want to just kind of smudge those out, clean them up again, what's happening in these areas that I'm smudging is well, first of all, I'm blurring it out, so I'm losing a little detail. But second of all, because those colors are getting mixed together, I'm generating lots of illegal colors in this normal map. So what's happening is when you get it in the engine, a lot of these colors don't actually add up to a tangent value of 1, so it's going to look weird. So how do I fix that? Well, I've gone ahead and gone out and gotten the NVIDIA plugins. They're free on the NVIDIA site, and I've actually got in the documents that are included, I actually have a link to the page where you can download those from. They're free to anyone. You can install those, use those in Photoshop. So I'm just going to come down here to the NVIDIA tools and turn on the normal map filter. And I'm just going to come over here to this side, and I'm just going to check on normalize only. What that's going to do is, if you come in here and paint out any errors that you've got in your normal map, by running this little normal map filter on there, I'm just going to hit OK. And basically what that's done is gone through this image and checked all the colors in there to make sure that all of those are legal colors and that they're normalized to the correct tangent value. If it finds any colors in the image that are off, it's basically just going to resample those to the nearest tangent value that it can find that's correct. So that's something that's very important when you're working with normal maps, that you always make sure if you edit that you renormalize the tangent space of the normal map. Otherwise, you could see some odd things in your game engine.